Welcome to Health Hacks for Higher Ed, your go-to podcast for wellness tips tailored to university life. I'm Zara, and joining me today is Jamal. We're diving into a hot topic in health and nutrition, fasting. Jamal, fasting has gained a lot of attention lately, especially among college students looking to improve their health or manage their weight. But it's not without risks, right?
Absolutely, Zara. While fasting can offer potential benefits like improved metabolic health and longevity, it's crucial to approach it safely. Today, we'll break down 10 essential tips for fasting safely, especially for busy college students who might be new to this practice.
Great, let's jump right in with our first tip. Jamal, what's the most important thing students should know when starting to fast?
Tip number 1 is to start slow and choose an appropriate fasting method. There are various fasting patterns, like the 16-8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, or the 5-2 approach, where you reduce calorie intake for 2 non-consecutive days a week. For beginners, it's best to start with shorter fasting periods and gradually increase duration as your body adapts.
That makes sense. It's like easing into a new workout routine. What's our second tip?
Tip 2 is crucial. Stay hydrated. During fasting periods, it's easy to forget about fluid intake. Aim for at least 2 liters of water per day, and remember that you're missing the water content from food as well. Proper hydration helps manage hunger and maintains cognitive function, essential for those long study sessions.
Hydration is key, especially with the amount of caffeine many students consume. Speaking of which, what's your take on coffee and fasting, Jamal?
That leads us to tip 3. Be mindful of what breaks a fast. Black coffee and tea are generally considered acceptable during fasting periods, as they contain negligible calories. However, adding milk, sugar, or sweeteners can break your fast. It's important to understand that even small amounts of calories can trigger an insulin response and technically end the fasting state.
Interesting. I know many students rely on their morning latte. Now let's talk about nutrition when you're not fasting. What's tip number 4?
Excellent point, Zara. Tip 4 is to focus on nutrient-dense foods during eating periods. When you break your fast, opt for balanced meals with adequate protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. This helps stabilize blood sugar levels and provide sustained energy. Think grilled chicken with quinoa and roasted vegetables, or a hearty lentil soup with whole grain bread.
Those sound delicious and satisfying. Now for tip 5, let's address a common concern. How can students maintain their energy levels while fasting, especially during demanding academic periods?
Great question. Tip 5 is to plan your fasting schedule around your most demanding activities. If you have an important exam or presentation, it might not be the best day for an extended fast. Listen to your body and be flexible. You can always adjust your fasting window to ensure you're at your best when it matters most.
That's really practical advice, Jamal. Moving on to tip 6, what about exercise? Many students are active and worried about how fasting might affect their workouts.
Tip 6 addresses exactly that. Be cautious with exercise while fasting. Light to moderate exercise is generally fine, but intense workouts might be challenging on an empty stomach. If you're new to fasting, consider scheduling your workouts during your eating window. As you become more adapted, you may find you can handle more intense exercise while fasted. But always listen to your body and stop if you feel dizzy or weak.
Safety first, absolutely. Now, let's talk about the mental aspect of fasting. What's tip 7?
Tip 7 is to stay busy and distracted. Fasting can be challenging mentally, especially when you're surrounded by food on campus. Engage in activities that keep your mind occupied, studying, reading, or even light physical activities like walking. This can help manage hunger pangs and make the fasting period feel shorter.
That's a great strategy. Okay, we're nearing the end. What's tip 8?
Tip 8 is crucial. Break your fast gently. After a period of not eating, it can be tempting to overindulge. However, this can lead to discomfort and negate some of the benefits of fasting. Start with a small, easily digestible meal and wait about 30 minutes before eating more. This allows your digestive system to ease back into processing food.
That's really important to remember. All right, Jamal, what are our final 2 tips for students looking to fast safely?
Tip 9 is to be aware of potential side effects. It's normal to experience some hunger, irritability, or fatigue when you start fasting. However, If you experience severe symptoms like dizziness, extreme weakness, or rapid heartbeat, it's crucial to break your fast immediately and consult a healthcare professional.
Absolutely. Health and safety should always come first. And our final tip?
Our 10th and final tip is perhaps the most important. Consult with a healthcare provider before starting any fasting regimen, especially if you have any pre-existing health conditions or are taking medications. Fasting isn't suitable for everyone, and it's essential to ensure it's safe for your individual circumstances.
Thank you, Jamal, for sharing these valuable insights. To recap for our listeners, start slow, stay hydrated, be mindful of what breaks a fast. Focus on nutrient-dense foods. Plan your schedule wisely. Be cautious with exercise. Stay busy. Break your fast gently. Be aware of side effects. And consult a healthcare provider. Remember, fasting is a tool, not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's about finding what works best for your body and lifestyle.
Absolutely, Zara. And for all the students out there, remember that your academic performance and overall well-being should always be your top priority. If fasting interferes with your studies or health, it's okay to reevaluate and find alternative wellness strategies.
Wise words, Jamal. That wraps up our episode on safe fasting tips for university students. Until next time, this is Zara and Jamal signing off from Health Hacks for Higher Ed. Stay healthy, stay informed, and ace those exams.